Or be nice to men because they don't respect it and they'll never give you what you want. Get in here, get in here, get in here. Because I'm going to teach you about male psychology in a way that you've never learned it before. And how do I know this information? Because, of course, I am a man. I'm a glamorous one and I'm a pretty one. But, darling, let me tell you this. I understand men inside and out because I'm also a gay man. So you're going to get the psychology and the understanding of someone who understands men both as a man and someone who dates them. And let me tell you this right now, men are not complicated, but if you don't follow the rules of understanding what they respect and what they go after, you will always end up on the losing end. Get in here, get in here, get in here, and understand what I'm about to teach you right now, okay? You can never be nice to men if you want them to respect you. Listen to me when
Grand Rising, what's up, y'all? This is what we're going into. All right. This video came across my feed quite a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know what, this would make a good topic to talk about because a little bit before coming across this video, there's another woman named Fleur Brun who I subscribe to her channel. I listen to some of the things she says. She's one of those tinfoil hat wearing people, just like I am. And she mentioned something about the dating scene or the interactions between men and women nowadays, which I kind of have somewhat expressed kind of in past videos. There's something going on. There's something weird going on. And what the fuck this man is saying right now is evidence putting towards that shit. The world is seeing what should be a natural thing, the interaction between man and woman. It's being seen in this distorted lens. And I guess what we're going to be looking into today is one of those perspectives and seeing if it's right or wrong. And then we'll take a look into the comments, but this is what we're doing, okay? It's been a while. Your boy stayed away from doing any videos because I had to ask myself the other day, like, is it really necessary for me to sacrifice my time, energy into doing these videos instead of enjoying life? Because there's a lot of hobbies. One of them is right behind me, playing video games, like actually playing video games and not having to make content for it. It's different, you know what I'm saying? And that's something I kind of forgot over the years as I've been doing YouTube. And then, spending time with family. We don't know how much time we have on this earth, so I don't know. I'm just looking at the shit a little bit different, but some shit needs to be said when it needs to be said. So this is what we're doing.
I tell you this right now. With men, and listen to me very close, men have to suffer in order to value anything. In fact,
absolute bullshit, y'all. Listen, y'all, I guess this is going to kind of be an easy one. If you believe that, there's something heavily wrong. And I could suspect that one of those influencers like Andrew Tate, that's, I guess, on the red pill side. But when it comes to women, I know there's women talkers who push this dogmatic bullshit onto the masses to make them think a certain type of way. Like there's this competitive nature. It should be simple. A man should, kind of like court the woman in a certain kind of way. But there's got to be this reciprocity, where you can both feel that you want in this situation. Nobody should be chasing each other like it's some kind of goddamn game. So, like, what the fuck you mean you have to make a man suffer? Like, what kind of bullshit? What?
If you don't believe me, think about different parts of men's life.
If you don't believe
they
me,
glorify suffering. They glorify hard work. They love it.
No, I wouldn't say that necessarily exactly how he said it. But when it comes to suffering, I'll be honest, there's a little aspect of that I like. When it comes to pain, I don't want to get too down the path we shouldn't go. Just some things that y'all should know when it comes to certain people. But yeah, pain is definitely one thing. Over the years, like me just seeing, like in hindsight, me growing up as a kid, having to start work hard. My first job was working with my dad. My dad owned a business moving people. And if any of y'all could think or know, that's some heavy and hard work. All right, that's why your boy is like extra fit to this day. I did all of that heavy moving work in my teens up into my early 20s and stuff, and then I got another job. But that early experience with hard work, you know what I'm saying, kind of helped fortify a mind, I guess, like as far as like what to expect. I don't know though, but it changed over the years. I know nowadays you don't have to work so hard to, get somewhere or make money. But I mean, it's a good start point. I don't know how else to
Men
put it.
who go to the military, we all know that basic training, where you're going through those entry points in the military, it's very hard. But listen to how men talk about it. Yeah, I went through this, I went through that, and so on. It was the hardest part of their life, but it gave them so much pride in who they were and what they conquered. And therefore, once they moved into military service, they valued it that much more. Think about a man who is in sports, football, or anything like that. When he goes through training and boot camp and all that kind of stuff, whatever people go through in sports, I don't know anything about sports for real. But when he goes through all of that, he talks about that forever. Think about a man who pledges a fraternity, and he talks about all the things he's gone through. And
But listen, like he's talking about men that want to express that type of shit. If you ask me, there's only a certain kind of men like that. There's only a certain amount of men like that have to, oh, look what I did. Oh, guys, you know what I did? This is what I did. And that type of shit. Now, if that's not straightforward or understandable to y'all, me, I can do some hard shit, heavy shit, some shit that people won't normally do, that people would see in a good light, but not have to express it. I wouldn't have to tell anybody. You know what I'm saying? So this is right here. This is pointing to like people who want some kind of validation. Okay? If you need some validation, you need to ask yourself why. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you not getting enough validation? Are you validation hungry? I don't know what
in
else
order
to
to
say
be
about
able
that.
to cross, men have to suffer in order to value anything. And that definitely includes when they have a feminine energy partner. If you want to be disrespected and undervalued,
Yes.
make it easy for that man. Be nice to him. Be accommodating. Be understanding. Give him the benefit of the doubt. You will be
Wait a second.
winning.
Hold on.
Make it easy
Let's go
for
back
that
a
man.
little bit.
If you want to be disrespected and undervalued, make it easy for that man. Be nice to him.
I guess I'm neglecting to give a response to what exactly this man is saying right now because I guess this is the whole topic of this video. Make a man hurt. This way he will respect you. Now, if you gotta do that to get some respect in a relationship, it should be common fucking sense that maybe this man is not for you or this person is not for you. That is absolute craziness. You should be, the man should be given respect without having to do anything. That should be the first thing that the man does. Like, when y'all first met, the first words that you exchanged, like, did you not get some kind of respect there? I mean, you most likely you did. So, like, now that you know that he's interested, you take that respect back and you start dogging him, and then that's how you think to catch him and hold him. This is like sick, and it kind of makes me think of trauma induced shit. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is pretty common. What Fleur Brun was kind of talking about is like, yeah, this trauma that's getting passed down and people just not dealing with it. And then when they go into another relationship, it's still there. So the other person, the new person, has to deal with it. Come on, people. Like, there's some good people out here. And there's some bad people out here. Use your God-given discernment to siphon through that shit. Okay? It's not rocket
him.
science.
Be accommodating. Be understanding. Give him the benefit of the doubt. You will be walked all over, chewed up, and spit out, and then used until he finds a woman who actually has enough self-respect to stop being nice to him. When I say stop being nice to a man, what I mean is this. And this isn't about manipulation. I'm not teaching you to manipulate men. If you use it for that purpose, that's on you. But that's not what I'm teaching you. What I'm saying is from the moment you meet that man, you need to never be nice to him.
God damn. That's even worse than what he said. Ladies, I'm not telling you to not manipulate the man. I'm not saying that. I'm telling you, don't ever be nice. Like, yo, what the fuck? It sounds the same and then it doesn't sound the same. It's like, I don't know, man. I really don't know if I'm listening to this shit right. But at the same time, I'm kind of like happy about that because I don't want to resonate with this type of shit. I don't. I'm very curious to see the comments. Let's carry on, and I can't wait to get to the comments, so definitely stay tuned.
That man is testing you because men will always test your limits.
This shit is an hour long, bro.
Especially when they're just getting to know you.
This shit is crazy.
Not that they're bad people. It's just what they do. Think about the little boy, like if you have children or nieces and nephews or whatever. That little boy, he's got the cup in his hand. It's full of water, it's full of milk. And you say, Marcus, don't you drop that. He looks at you just like this. You say, don't you drop that. And he's looking at you to see, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You have to assert yourself. Because if you keep on saying, don't do that, what's he going to do? And just...
My response to this right here is obviously somebody has been raising that kid in a certain kind of way where he blatantly disrespects you. My kids wouldn't do no shit like that. Even if they were like a toddler, 2 years old, maybe once in a while, but majority of the time, if I'm telling them straight up to not do something, they're not gonna do it. So I don't want to get too much into that because that is a whole nother topic itself. But yeah, man, this is it's a perspective, and part of me wants to respect this man's perspective because not everybody has to see shit the same way. But at the same time, like, there should be this fine line of like what's acceptable and not. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're trying to teach other people. Like,
look at you as that water, that milk, that whatever is spilled all over the floor, to see how you're going to react to it.
You know, side note, this probably does not have any relevance, but one of the first memories I have when I was a kid, I was born in the 90s, and I was a good enough kid that I was able to stay home. But keep in mind, this is in New York, Brooklyn, New York, where we lived in those multi-story apartment buildings. So like when I wanted to, or when I had to stay home for whatever reason from school, my parents would still go to work, and I'd be able to stay home. And I would lock the door, unlock it for them whenever they came. They had the intercom system where, if somebody needed to come in, you could buzz them in and stuff like that. So, but I remember one of those days on my time being home alone at a young age that I remember I had the choice to drop some juice on the floor. And I was just thinking to myself of the repercussions. I can choose to drop this juice, which I did. But, I was thinking like the only repercussion is that I'm going to have to clean it up. And for some fucking reason, as a kid, I did that. And I don't know, that did something to me as a child. Again, this probably holds no relevance, but I'm just trying to show you kind of like how my mind worked even as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to make nobody else clean it up. I just testing myself for some reason at that young age.
Test.
Anyways,
That's
listen
what they're
to this.
accustomed to doing. And they do it even when they get older. So when he tests you by taking a
That's
long
what I
time to
thought it
call
said.
you back, when he tests you by disappearing for a couple days and then popping up saying, "Oh my God, life is so busy, blah, 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 blah." Oh, when he tests you, darling, don't get mad. Get active. This is now your time to set a boundary. I love those moments, don't you, darlings? Because it gives you the opportunity to snatch him together in the best way possible, and you never do it nicely, ever. If that man takes forever to text you back, and he's done that for a while, why would you be nice to him and just be like, "It's okay, no problem"? No. You just say, you know, you can say something to the effect of, or he says, "Hey, my bad, I forgot to text you back," or "Hey, my bad, I was busy." You can say, honestly, I'm just more, I'm trying to say it nicer because I'm not trying to be mean right out the gate, but let me tell you the way I would actually say it. Let me see the way you want it. Saying something to the effect of, actually, you know what? I think it may be better for us just to focus on being friends anyway.
Wow, bro. I gotta remember, this is a man. I have my own thoughts when it comes to same-sex relationships. I'm not gonna get into that, but at the same time, I'm not against expressing my concerns. I just don't feel like doing it too much right now. But this man is clearly either triggered. I don't know what's the right word, but I'm gonna say either triggered. He has some trauma from a past relationship where, like, he thinks every potential relationship partner needs to be tested, like put through the crucible with lions and tigers, and the man is only equipped with a stick. You know what I'm saying? And expect him to survive. Like, to the men who want to try to, make something work with these stipulations, that is a certified simp, if you ask me. Like, I don't know what man would want to put up with this type of shit. If you ask me, that's not a man. That person doesn't even have a backbone. Like, but then again, going back to what Fleur Brun was saying in her video, niggas is desperate. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is desperate, so they'll put up with anything. I even heard a video the other day that was talking about, like, men willingly paying women's rent who they're not even, like, married to, who they're not even in a relationship with, just to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to each their own, but, like, this shit is getting out of hand, y'all. Shit is getting out of hand. It's early in the morning. I don't know how much more of this I could take, but we definitely need to go further. So let's go further.
Because I get the sense that you may just be too busy in your life right now for anything more.
That's crazy.
No, I'm not too busy. It's not that. Why would you say that? Well, because, like, I mean, taking days to text back, I mean, it's fine. It's not.
Well, hold on. If it's days to text back, then there's clearly something wrong. But do you need 100%? This is the thing, bro. Like, y'all motherfuckers is like, y'all must have no life. Because, like, I mean, it's easy for me to say. Like, I can't text and drive all the time. In my profession, I drive. So, like, it might be some time before I'm able to reply back. But even if I'm at home, this phone, I'll throw it far away from me sometimes just so I don't hear it. So, just so I'm able to focus and not be distracted, especially with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want people to know, like, when I'm home, when home time, like, yeah, okay, I'm home, but this shit right here, it might not be nowhere near around me. Okay, so, but yeah, like, niggas be having this shit glued to their goddamn backside or something, or to their hand, because, like, if you don't text within like 5 minutes, it's a wrap. That shit is over with.
Not a
Crazy.
big deal. It's
Crazy
just,
work.
I'm just more accustomed to men who, prioritize me. So it's okay. We can just focus on friendship. Or you plan a date with him for, let's say you guys have a date planned for Saturday, for example, and you planned it, what's today, Tuesday? Let's say you planned it on Tuesday. And he doesn't text you all week for the date. Then Saturday rolls around and he's like, yo, what's up? Are we still going out? Nope, you have other plans.
That's the start. I heard that.
You have other plans. I don't care if your plans are to cut your toenails. You have other plans. He's like, hey, we still going out? Hey, baby, I made other plans. Not can we reschedule? Hey, baby, I made other plans. Hey, baby, I made other plans. Learn how to put a period at the end of the sentence. I made other plans. Let there be uncomfortable silence. He like, well, why you make other plans? Like, I thought we had planned something. You never reached out to me all week to confirm anything, so I didn't know if it was set in stone. So
Again, this is the mind games that be going on nowadays. Again, if y'all putting up with this shit, to each their own. I was gonna say shout out to y'all, but fuck that. To each their own. And I look at y'all like suckers if y'all deal with this type of shit. Both sides, like men and women. But I don't understand how this shit is appealing to people, man. I don't. I really don't. Shit is crazy, bro. The higher powers, the darker powers, they definitely got y'all by the balls, for sure. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all really want to be grabbed by the balls?
another friend of mine's reached out and asked to take me someplace, so I'm going with him. I'm going with him. Not them, not her. I'm going with him. I don't care if the him is your Pomeranian that you're taking to the nail salon. I'm going with him. You got it?
The point is to make the other person jealous. Obviously.
Not apologetically. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't hear from you. You don't apologize to men for nothing. Unless you are dead wrong, you don't apologize to no man. Are you kidding me? And what happens? You said, but what happens if his feelings get hurt? What if he wants to stop dating me? Because I know some of y'all thinking that. What if he wants to stop dating me? What if he doesn't call me back anymore? What if? Oh, shut up.
What if?
He will call back.
And if he doesn't, then what? You know, this is that part of the discussion is not talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? I think people who follow these rules or follow this advice and then they get let down, they're just like defeated. Or they're stubborn and they want to keep trying again just with somebody else. But like he is right to some extent. Like some of them will call back again because niggas is desperate. Crazy work.
Oh, honey, he's gonna lick his little paws, lick his wounds. He may text him, that's all right, blah, 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 blah. You don't argue back. Oh, you don't argue back with the man. The best way to argue with the man is to meet him with silence. You don't argue back with a man. You don't go back and forth with no man. Please. Listen, though. Well, I mean, why are you acting like that? Blah, blah. And you going out with other people. You don't respond at all. You leave him on red. And you leave it at that. You say, well, then when will I talk to him again? When he reaches out to you again. It may be the next day. It may be the next week. Girl, it could be 2 hours from then. He messed up. You owe him nothing.
Damn.
Well, what about his feelings? Why do you care about his feelings when they are not genetically wired to care about yours? You haven't caught on to that yet, huh? Oh, darling. You still have that schoolboy impression of men. You still think that men are wired to care about you. Like you remember when you were a little schoolgirl and you thought that Men cared about how you felt. And that your happiness was their priority. Isn't that cute? No, that's not how we're wired. Not any one of us. Men are wired for one thing: to pursue, to hunt, to conquer. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what men are wired for.
It's bullshit. And I don't know, for some reason right away I'm just thinking of my sign, Cancer. You know, Cancers, they're more family oriented. So maybe that might play an aspect on how I see shit. But conquering shit, no. Sometimes I just like to chill. Take a, lean back. What the fuck do I like to conquer? Games, that's it. Mastering the guitar, that's it. I mean, there's some other aspects, I guess, when it comes to my relationship partner and certain activities that I like to conquer too, but I think that's normal, you know what I'm saying? And that's on certain occasions, I guess. I don't know how to put that. No, this is not the case for everybody. So, dude, we're 10 minutes into this goddamn video. We have 40 fucking more minutes. I don't know how much more I could take. I'm gonna try to do 10 more, y'all. But
men are not wired to care about your feelings. The video will be down
in the description. So.
They're wired to conquer you. And you need to make sure that you don't let them conquer you until they've proven that they are worth being conquered by. You be difficult with them. You see where I'm going with this? But here's the key. You can't be difficult in some stereotypical attitude kind of way. Like, you can't do all that. No. You meet them with feminine energy. It's always feminine and softness. When you are being mean to a man, listen to me. When you are being mean to a man, you always do it with niceness. It's like wrapping a hammer in velvet. You hear where I'm going with this? You always use femininity with it.
That's a hell of a way to put it.
Right? So a man speaks to you in a way that you didn't like. He says something that you don't like. He says something inappropriate or something that just makes you uncomfortable. You need to correct him. They all have to be corrected. They don't come potty trained, darling. You have to potty train them. So what you'll say in that moment is, I didn't like the way you spoke to me. Say with a smile, lift your cheekbones. I didn't like the way you spoke to me, baby. Why did you say that to me that way? Why? What you mean? I didn't even mean it like that. Why are you being all sensitive? Don't respond immediately. You look at him. And go for your bag. I'm going to leave. Why are you leaving? Because I don't deserve to be spoken to like this. So I'm leaving. You see how basic I was? Like, I'm leaving. You could have been in your Big Deborah era.
You know, the kind of like demeanor or mentality that this man is like pushing, what it seems like to the woman who's listening to this type of shit, is like there's some kind of queen. Now, there's many ways I can go about talking about this. First thing that popped up in my mind is like, damn, maybe the men are treating the woman to a certain extent where what this man is saying is like, there's some validation to it because there's a certain amount of disrespect going on from man to woman that should not be tolerated. I can understand that part. But, I mean, he's not being very specific. So if it's even just the man said something in a certain kind of way because there's not a full maturity to emotional understanding of how to say shit, it might trigger the woman in a certain kind of way, and I will just immediately cut shit off. That I think needs to be second thought, second guess, before they just jump to conclusions, because not everybody's perfect. Some people are still working on shit. Emotional intelligence is something that gets better as time goes on, normally. But if you're stuck in the mentality like this, man, maybe not. Maybe you'll just be stuck in this niche kind of mentality where you see other people expressing it, abiding to that type of mentality. So you seeing other people sticking with that mentality, you feel like you should too. Um, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is this group mentality type of shit that it's like monkey see, monkey do. You should learn to go off your own accord. Um, Following somebody else's script, that's not the way to go, people. You should naturally feel like what needs to be done. And also, I think it takes off the edge too. You just learning to be natural in yourself, regardless if the other person doesn't like it or not. That's the path. That's the way y'all should go. Because, like, this is how you really find out if y'all like each other or not. But again, yeah, respect needs to be there. I don't know, man. I hope I'm explaining this shit right. I really do. Because I swear, I don't think it's rocket science. People want to take up this whole thing with man and woman or interactions between a romantic partner or intimate partner as this kind of like game of chess. No, it's not that complicated, y'all. It's not. So, 5 more minutes.
You know,
I
I
don't
got
know.
Big Deborah and I got Little Debbie. Okay, Little Debbie is sweet and soft. Big Deborah hits them hard, right? You could be Big Deborah. I'm leaving. Da 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 da. You don't do all that. You don't argue with no man. You lose all your power when you do that. When a man says something you don't like, you take a deep breath. And as you're taking a deep breath, you think of what is one sentence I can say that will shut this down. You say it, and then you leave. You don't care about his feelings. Girl, do you understand? I am
This
so
dude is
vicious
talking a
with
whole bunch
this
of nonsense,
that
but
I
it
have
looks like
left a man literally standing in the middle of a parking lot in front of a crowd of people
that's normal shit. We're not even
crying.
gonna sweat that. So let me skip a little bit
And I'm
just to
like,
see
you
what we can
know,
hear. We might
You
be
may be
talking about
researching how to hire internationally.
like a certain
So,
experience, which
what is
might
an
be
employer of
interesting,
record?
but to be
Employer
honest
of
with y'all, I don't want to hear no experience from the
he
K
can keep on
dude.
pushing
To be
hard
honest with y'all,
in ways
skip
that are
again.
unlimited if that man passes a certain emotional threshold within you. So it's not about a bill. Only the brokies think that. Mm-mm. It's about proving that he can energetically sow into you at a level that you desire and deserve. And when he doesn't do it, you don't have to cut him immediately. You just stop being nice to him. Make him uncomfortable. Some men just
I had enough, y'all. I had enough. Um, I think I said enough here. It's been a while since I did videos. If y'all are familiar, normally I like to end it with something. But I think what I need to end it with, I already said earlier, but I guess my final words, be yourself 100% of the time, thick and through. You know what I'm saying? The only time where I think you should maybe step out of your actual self is when you're working, and when you're working around other people. I'm saying, me, I could do whatever the fuck I want because I'm not around anybody. But some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's the only time where you might have to change certain behaviors that might be acceptable. It depends on who you are. But when it comes to interactions between man and woman, man, woman and woman, outside of work, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. Now, if y'all like each other, cool. If y'all don't like each other, cool. If y'all like each other, but you see something that you don't like about that person, maybe express it with respect. Tone and how you say things will go a long way than just absolutely being blatantly disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Again, this shit. Why do I need to say this shit? Because in today's world, everybody's lost when it comes to how people should treat each other. So this is why I'm doing this video. I hope some of this makes sense to some of y'all. If it doesn't, then I did my job. But I forgot, before I ended this video, I wanted to look at the comments, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Hold on one second, y'all. I need to bring this shit back up. Right. Okay, what do we have? Let me bring this shit over here. I'm using 2 different screens, y'all, which I could have did a long time ago. I'm gonna have to bring this back up again. My dad told me never love a man more than yourself. Of course, marry the man that loves you more, not the man that you love more. I get it now, Dad. Rest in peace. There's some truth into that. Rule number 1, have your own cash, have your own keys, have resources that he cannot mess with. True. But I mean, if you don't, like, I'm just saying, if I was a man to this particular woman who did not have that stuff, like, it would be no problem helping that person out. But not to the point where it's extensive, right? You know, there should be a balance with that. I'm not immediately taking over your responsibilities just because I'm dating you now. Like, again, that's where reciprocity comes in. I once heard, if you love a man, he loves himself. If you love yourself, he loves you too. My mind is not working to really comprehend what that person is saying, but in order to give love, you have to love yourself. So that's definitely true. Just as long as it's on both sides, not just a one-sided thing. How utterly draining to not just completely let your guard down and feel safe to be loved. Male egos really suck and waste too much precious life. That could be the case for some men, but again, part of the reason I did this video is to show y'all that or tell y'all that there's not every man out there is not like that. Every woman out there is not like that. He is speaking facts. The meaner I am, the better I'm treated. It makes no sense, but I'm not changing. All right, well, if that works for her, sad to say, it's crazy. Arguments are a negotiation. Your feelings are not negotiable. Love this. That's it. That's all we're doing, y'all. If y'all want to see more of this, again, the description or the video will be down in the description bar below. I'm out. Peace out, y'all.